All right, guys, what is going on, man? I hope you guys are having a great weekend. Today, I want to talk about potentially the projected starting five for the Sacramento Kings going into training camp and going into the new season. If you guys have been following me for a while, I usually do this video at the end of July and going into August, September, because we know training camp rolls around starting in September. Knowing that we have the month of August left, I just felt comfortable doing this today. And there's still some rumors going on that the Kings could potentially make some significant roster changes. And obviously the two names that stick out is Jonathan Kuminga, acquiring him in a sign and trade, and signing the legendary Brody, aka Russell Westbrook. I guess the Kings are still heavily favored to land Russell Westbrook in the open market. We shall see. I will keep you guys up to date if that happens. But based on where we're at right now, currently going into August and in training camp going into September, just want to talk about the projected starting five. And I want to talk about what stands out potentially with the starting five going into the new season. So let's talk about it. Here we go. The projected starting five for the Sacramento Kings going into the 2025-2026 NBA season. Dennis Shruder starting at point guard. Zack LaVine starting at the shooting guard position. DeMar DeRozan starting at the small forward position. Keegan Murray starting at the 4. And Domantas Sabonis starting at the 5. What stands out from the starting lineup? I mean, it should be nothing, new other than Dennis the Menace Shruder starting at the point. The Kings addressed one of their biggest needs this offseason. That was getting a point guard, and they went with Dennis Shruder. So Dennis Shruder looks like he's the heavy runner to be the starting point guard over Devin Carter. And I want to talk about Dennis Shruder. A couple takeaways from the starting lineup is no mistake. Then Dennis Shruder, want to talk about him, and then Zack LaVine. I want to talk about Zack LaVine, but obviously, I think Dennis Shruder. To start off with Dennis Shruder, I think this guy's going to be our Darren Collison pickup. And if you guys remember Darren Collison, when the Kings signed Darren Collison that summer of 2014, they got off to a great start. Darren Collison was playing fantastic basketball back then too. Kings as a team were playing fantastic basketball as well. From what I remember Darren Collison putting DeMarcus Cousins in his spots, setting up the offense, initiating the offense, getting his own basket as well. I see the same effect with Dennis Shruder. Yes, he's bounced around quite often in the league, but I really do feel like he's going to be a good fit here in Sacramento. And I think Doug Christie and the coaching staff is going to get the most out of Dennis Shruder, offensively and defensively. We know he's a blur. He's fast and quick, but I really think he's going to help initiate the offense and get LaVine, DeRozan, Murray, and Sabonis in their spots offensively and run the point. This is what we brought Dennis Shruder here for, is to run the point. And I think in terms of the market this summer, when it comes to the point guard market, Dennis Shruder was one of the best available point guards on the market. I mean, whether you like that or not, the Kings addressed the need and they got Dennis Shruder. The other guy I want to talk about is no other than Zack LaVine. Zack LaVine is going to have, stays healthy, I think he's going to have a monster year for the Kings. I think Zack LaVine is going to lead the Kings in scoring this upcoming season. I think, with the sample size that we saw for a little over 2 months that we got him since the trade deadline back in February, there was definitely some flaws, but there's definitely just, they didn't have enough time to gel and mesh together, man. So I think that with the full training camp under his belt in Sacramento with Doug Christie, knowing that Doug Christie is going to be the coach moving forward, and Doug was the coach who was coaching him when we traded for him back in February, I think that's only going to benefit and help Zack LaVine a lot. Not only just the full training camp and knowing that Doug Christie is going to be coaching moving forward, but I think that just building that continuity and chemistry with Domantas Sabonis, DeRozan, and Keegan Murray, and Dennis Shruder, I think they're going to definitely utilize that this upcoming training camp and preseason. And I think Zack LaVine's going to be a lot comfortable than he was when we first got him. Because let's face it, there's at times where he looked pretty damn lost offensively. He didn't know what was going on. And I think that he's going to look a lot more comfortable. He's going to look a lot much better this upcoming season. And I really think he's going to have a monster year. I really do feel that way, guys. I really, really do feel that Zack LaVine is going to be big time for the Sacramento Kings this upcoming season. And knowing that the Kings didn't offer him a contract extension, that's going to have a chip on his shoulder to play at a high level and produce at an elite high level as well. I think factor that in, I think that he is going to play really good basketball for the Sacramento Kings this upcoming season. And I did want to mention that, you know, the projected wins for the Sacramento Kings this upcoming season. You know, a couple of betting sites have them, the over and under at 35, 36, 37 games. You know, DraftKings projects them to be the over and under at 38 wins. I'm curious to see where you guys have the Kings winning, how many games, if it's the over, the under at 35, 36, 37, 38 games. I think this team should be pretty damn competitive. They should be able to compete for a playoff spot in the Western Conference this upcoming season. I know their youth movement is looking bright and good with Neat Clifford and, you know, Maxine. I think that they definitely have room to see and grow with Devin Carter as a backup guard, which I think Devin Carter is going to have a good fair chance to showcase what he's got in year 2. And most importantly, I think he's going to be 100% healthy. That's the main thing. Got to be 100% healthy to showcase what you got. So with that being said, I want to hear from you guys. Let me know your guys' thoughts on the projected starting 5 for the Sacramento Kings. This could look a lot different from now, the video of this at the time of this video being made, till September, when training camp starts usually. There could be a Jonathan Kuminga in the mix. We don't know. You know, the Kings potentially signing Russell Westbrook. He could potentially start over Dennis Shruder. We don't know, but this is in terms of where the team is at right now currently to date. And I can't factor those potential rumors in this video. So I want to hear from you guys. Let me know your guys' thoughts on this projected starting 5 for the Sacramento Kings. Are you guys sold? Are you guys Are you guys probably thinking mediocre at best? Listen, I did want to say I appreciate everybody for the birthday wishes. Thank you so much. I had a wonderful time with my loved one and family members. So I really greatly appreciate you guys for taking the time out of your day and evening to wish me a happy birthday. So thank you so much. It means a lot to me. So with that being said, that's going to be it for today's video. I really do appreciate you guys tuning in, man. I hope you guys have yourself a great rest of your Sunday. I hope you guys have yourself a great rest of your weekend. Let me know in the comment section below, because I do keep an eye on the comments. And I'm looking forward to hearing what you guys have to say about the projected starting 5 for the Sacramento Kings going into the new season. So with that being said, I will catch you guys in the next video. God bless. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Keep pushing forward. And we will see you guys in the next video. Peace.